The playwright George Bernard Shaw once said that progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything.
Deeper than thinking inside you, I sometimes call that stillness. It's an aware presence, just that. It's nothing to do with past or future. And that we could call also, it's like waking up. That's why traditionally in many spiritual traditions they use the term awakening. So many people would tell you, well, what do you mean awakening? I'm awake already. But what is meant by awakening is that you wake up out of the stream of thinking. And when you wake up, you become present. A completely different dimension of consciousness is suddenly there.
And I still get frustrated when people not just attack, but when people don't understand. You know, when we did this whole New Earth series, a lot of people were upset with me. And a lot of, right-wing religious people, or I don't know if they were right-wing or what wing they were on, living on, but they were very upset because they thought I was somehow interfering with their beliefs or doctrines or whatever. And it was, for me, I was so frustrated, not because people were attacking me about it, but because I thought if you just would read the book, and if you just would understand that spirituality and religion are completely not the same thing.
Well, they serve each other.
They serve each other.
Yeah, religions were founded for all these years to be a springboard into spirit.
Yes.
Spirit doesn't really need anything. It's already there. It's everything. These religions are beautiful ways of diving, think of them as the diving board and you jump on it into spirit. But people mistake the religion as what religion is pointing toward, and that's when the problem happens.
Yes, and religion is pointing toward the spirit.
That's right.
That's what it's there to guide us into the spirit. And you don't need religion to be spiritual.
You don't. And religions are wonderful springboards. They've helped me enormously. Scripture in many different religions have been so helpful to me.
That I thought to myself, who am I? That was the identity crisis. What did I want to talk about? What are the stories I want to tell? And of course, what I've realized is that the point is not to think that much, but actually to feel it. And the minute I started going with what I wanted to do, as opposed to what I should do, I could do the films I wanted to do.
Linda in Tokyo, Japan. How do I tell the difference between an ego decision or a conscious decision? I'm in a sexless marriage and want to leave. Oh. I'm scared. I've been living in the moment for the past 8 weeks. My answer is not coming to me. That's what Linda wants.
Fearful, it comes from the upper level.
And another thing I would say to Linda in Tokyo, Japan, you're absolutely correct. Another thing, if it's coming from inner space that we're talking about in chapter 8, if it's coming from consciousness or inner space and not your ego, not only will you feel peace, but you won't have to ask 15 other people, is it the right thing?
Yes.
You will know it's the right thing.
Yes.
You will know it's the right thing.
Yes.
And I have found that if you are operating from consciousness, your higher consciousness, or as we're calling it in this chapter, inner space, that whether it's buying a pair of shoes or making a life decision, if it comes from the place of inner space, you know the answer. When it's outside yourself, if it's in your ego mind, you have to ask the store clerk, you have to ask your friends, you have to ask everybody, yes. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think of these shoes? What do you think? What do you think? You know? Right, yes. But when it's well with your soul, the answer's clear.
Yes.
That's how you know.
Quiet, peaceful certainty.
Yes.
Powerful, quiet, peaceful. You know what you have to do. You know what's right for you.
Mm-hmm. You still could be sad about it, though.
Yes. Yes, sadness can happen.
You can be sad about it, disappointed about it. It's like the other day I had to cancel an engagement, and I was saying I never cancel things. But after I canceled, I felt such a calm. Yeah. And I knew that that was the right decision.
Yes.
Although it might be upsetting to other people, I felt such a calmness about it. And that is true for anybody who's making a decision. When you make the right decision, you feel a calmness and a peace about it.
Yes, and that also relationships, leaving a relationship, if it comes from the right place, you leave, but you're peaceful.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
You're not afraid.
No.
You're not afraid.
No. A response of a no deliberating mind is a response of a Buddha mind or an unattached mind. Very often when Dr. Suzuki is asked a question, very complicated question by some philosophy major at Columbia when he's giving lectures there, he's silent for a full minute and then says, yes. And this is exactly as spontaneous a response as it would be if he had answered immediately. Because during the period of silence, he is not fishing around to think of something to say. He is not at all embarrassed at being silent or at not knowing the answer. So if you don't know the answer, you can be silent. If nobody asks a question, you can be silent. There's no need to be embarrassed about it or to be stuck on it. But you cannot overcome being stuck if you think that somehow you would be guilty if you were stuck.
Because I've kept a journal since I was 15 years old. I have all my journals, and it's just hysterical to go back and look at how pathetic I was. Really.
Unknowing, maybe.
Yes, unknowing and pitiful. It's pitiful. The things I was writing about, oh, so sad, so pitiful. And in some years, no growth at all. You can look at them and say, well, didn't learn a thing that year. But the single greatest thing you can do to change your life today would be to start being grateful for what you have right now.
And writing it down.
And writing it down. And why is writing it down so much more powerful than just thinking it or feeling it?
Because it makes it real. It makes it real, and it's a record.
One of the greatest light bulbs, like, you want to be connected to the source? You want to know God? You want to get closer? You want to feel what it's like to live in the space of God's heart? Is be grateful. Be grateful for whatever you have at any given time. And the more grateful you are, the more you get.
And the moment you realize that you are the awareness, you're actually in a different state of consciousness.
And you're not bored anymore.
You're not bored. You're totally present again. So you are present as the witness or the observer of your mind and of your emotions. So the important question is, at this moment, who am I? The thoughts, the emotions, or the knower, the awareness behind?
The observer.
The observer. And you realize you are the awareness, you are the presence. And then you're present.
Whatever has happened to you in your past has no power over this present moment, because life is now. Be a part of something. Don't live for yourself alone. This is what I know for sure. In order to be truly happy, you must live along with, and you have to stand for something larger than yourself, because life is a reciprocal exchange. To move forward, you have to give back.